We have a lot to discuss. Kyrie Irving, Jay Williams, Stephen A. Smith, and a new name, Brandon Goodwin, all associated with the NBA, all associated with sports. We're going to talk about it right after the bumper. It's good people. Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. And don't forget, the All Black National Convention is October 29th through November 1st down in Orlando, Florida. Get your tickets now at allblacknationalconvention.com. That is allblacknationalconvention.com. So, woo! Kyrie Irving and Jay Williams have been the talk of the town probably for the last 2 days. Jay Williams is one of the only public figures in the sporting world on television that is outright defending Kyrie Irving, which I believe everybody should be defending Kyrie Irving, but because people get paid by certain people, it's not taking place. And so Kyrie Irving went on Instagram Live. For those of you who don't know, he went on Instagram Live recently to finally tell everybody what he is thinking, what is taking place, and I'm going to play for you a clip of Kyrie Irving's live just to sum up everything, just to sum up why he has decided, why he's not with the team and why he has decided not to get the jab, at least as of now, right? At least as of now. This does not mean that this will be forever, but I don't understand why it's so hard to not respect Kyrie Irving's decision. Kyrie Irving is an NBA player. Kyrie Irving isn't a doctor. Kyrie Irving isn't a medical professional. Kyrie Irving isn't a politician. But Kyrie Irving is being used as a pawn to try to get everybody in line, right? Because Kyrie Irving is bucking the system, he is being used by sports, people in sports, people in politics, people in all kinds of directions. They're pulling him in whatever direction they want him to go. So as we know, for those of you who don't know the story, let's give a little context. Kyrie Irving plays for the Brooklyn Nets. New York City has a jab mandate that says if you participate in any indoor activities, you must have the jab. That includes basketball practice and or basketball games. And so Kyrie Irving was very well prepared, at least from all the reports, to play in 41 games that do not take place in New York City, right? But the Brooklyn Nets, which I believe is totally their right, have come out and said, if you can't be with us full time, don't be with us at all. We'll see you when you are able to be a part of the team full time, whether that means New York City lifts their jab mandates or whether you get the jab, however that comes, we'll be here when you're ready, right? In the meantime, they also allegedly, from reports, have pulled their $187 million contract extension they were hoping to get Kyrie to sign either this offseason or throughout the season. They've pulled it as of now, according to the reports. And so Kyrie Irving took to Instagram Live, and I want to summarize it, but I'm going to let him speak a little bit. It's 25 minutes, and it was beautifully executed to me, just saying that, hey, I don't believe people should be forced to put anything into their bodies, right? Hey, respect to all of those who have decided to do that, then I believe you should respect me deciding not to do that. And however the chips may fall, I'm willing to suffer the consequences. He said people have been coming to me about money, and it's not about money. I'm good on money. Everything is not about money. It's about my principles, my values, and what I believe is right and wrong. That's literally all he said. Just sum it all up. He said a lot more than that, but it was 25 minutes, and I don't have 25 minutes to show you. And that is what he pretty much said. Stephen A. Smith is on one side, believing Kyrie Irving's being very selfish, being very silly, he's letting his team down, yada, 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 yada. Stephen A. Smith, to me, that has no right to say that because Kyrie Irving, only people that have the right to say that is people that play or are a part of the Brooklyn Nets. If you feel that way, okay, I get it. Because your chances of winning an NBA championship are heightened. They are heightened with Kyrie Irving's presence because he's really, really good at basketball. That's it. That's literally it. If Kyrie Irving played in Washington or Florida, this would not be a problem. Washington, D.C. or Florida or Texas or somewhere else, this would not be a problem. But because he plays in one of, 3 NBA cities right now, Golden State, which is in San Francisco, the Lakers, I want to say in L.A., and New York City, that's the only reason why this is a topic. There's other players in the NBA that have not gotten the jab, right? So that's literally all this is why this is a topic. All Jay Williams has come out and said is like, yo, I'm double jabbed, right? And everybody that works for ESPN is. But I respect Kyrie's decision. Like, we shouldn't be bashing him just simply because he is making a decision we don't think is right, or we think he's letting his team down. That don't mean go out here and call him idiotic or selfish or all these big words that don't even make any sense. Now, let me play the clip of Kyrie Irving talking about why he has decided, as of now, once again, by the time you see this, he might have changed his mind. But as of right now, he has decided not to get the jab. Let me make sure you guys can hear. Get my audio up a little bit. Let me turn him up. There we go. And let's listen to Mr. Kyrie.
Nobody should be forced to do anything with their bodies. Nobody should be forced to do anything with their bodies. Like, you only get one of these. If you choose to get vaccine, I support you. If you choose to be unvaccinated, I support you. Do what's best for you. But that doesn't mean go around and start judging people for what they're doing with their lives. Nobody should be.
That's it. That's literally all he said. That is literally all the man said. And he's correct. He is absolutely correct. Because here's the thing. If Kyrie Irving wasn't a superstar basketball player, would this be a topic? Would it be a topic? No, it would not. It would not. Not at all. But it's because Kyrie Irving is a superstar basketball player. He's not just like a regular dude hooping at the local YMCA or even a regular NBA player. He is a superstar basketball player. And because he is a superstar basketball player that just happens to play in one of 3 cities in the entire NBA that is forcing this mandate, he is the topic of conversation. Now, I put this tweet out, and it has had my mentions in shambles ever since I put it out. But I want to shoot. Well, maybe I can't show you that one because that shows a lot of ESPN stuff, and I do not want to get demonetized and none of that stuff. So, but I put a couple of tweets out recently, and it's got a lot of people talking. It has got like I said, my mentions are in shambles simply because this is so divisive. Like, I don't understand how something like this has become so divisive. Yes, I feel for every single person, not only in America, but around the world that has been affected by this virus, that has lost their life to this virus, that has, everything with this virus, right? I feel for everyone in that case. My heart goes out to those families that will never see their loved ones ever again. I understand that. I understand how severe that is. Trust me, I know, especially someone in the Black community. I understand that. Trust me, I am not fighting you on that. But I do want to put this out there just in case anybody is confused. I do want to put this out there just in case anybody is confused. Once again, I do want to put this out there just in case anyone is confused. If you get the jab, you can still catch the virus. If you get the jab, you can still spread the virus. So therefore, the jab's biggest, what it does the most, because remember, before the jab was out, they was telling us once you get it, you can't catch it. Then that wasn't true. And then they were telling us once you get the jab, you can't spread it. Then we learned that wasn't true. And so now they're telling us if you get the jab, you are less likely to be hospitalized. You, the individual, are less likely to be hospitalized. Correct. Someone put in the chat. Let me know if I'm wrong. Put in the comments, put in the chat, and let me know if I'm wrong. So, if the jab, if I can still spread it, if I can still catch it, the biggest thing that stops me from, the individual, me, stops me from being hospitalized, doesn't that sound like a personal decision? Doesn't that sound like a decision that I should be able to make on my own? Doesn't that sound like a decision that shouldn't get me canceled if I decide I don't want to get it? It's like, hey, I'll take those chances. One of these guys, like I told you, my mentions have been in shambles ever since I put out a couple of tweets. I'm going to show you, but one guy sent me some statistics. I haven't fact checked them, so I don't know if this is true, but I imagine this guy is telling me the truth, right? Because it looks for just eyeballing it. It looks kind of accurate, right? It looks pretty accurate. He sends me this tweet. Mr. Caesar, he says 1 in 6. So we were talking about the jab. And so in his tweet, he says 1 in 6 will have severe symptoms. Hospitalization rates are 0.005% for those with the jab. 1 in every 22,000. Okay, that sounds like really good numbers. For the unjabbed population, it's a 1 in 62, which is like a lot less. But it's still, listen to this, it's still only 1.6%. It's still only 1.6%. So a 1.6% chance of me getting a severe hospitalization. Now, I asked him this. He hasn't gotten back to me. And if he does, I'll update you. I said, I like this breakdown. I really do, because this visually, the statistics, once again, I haven't fact checked them, so I don't know if they're all the way 100% accurate. But I said, I like this breakdown. And I said, using these numbers, I wonder what age groups and or demographics that are in that 1 in 62. What are the age groups and demographics? So I would like to break it down even further. If you can tell me in the chat, or if you can tell me in the comments, or if you can tell me in my DM right there at JLightsy7 on Twitter and on Instagram, it's both the same on both social media platforms. I would love to have that conversation. And the reason why I asked this, right? The reason why I asked this, because Kyrie Irving falls in a very, very specific demographic. What demographic is that, Jeff? Well, I'll tell you. Kyrie Irving, let's look at this. Kyrie Irving is 29 years old. 29 years old. What does that mean? He's a 29-year-old NBA player. 29-year-old NBA player. This is his age right here. 29 years old. He's a 29-year-old professional basketball player. So what does that mean? That means he is very, very healthy, very, very athletic. Professional basketball, you got to be pretty athletic, pretty healthy. He's been in the league 10 years now. And he's in his 20s. So I imagine his recovery rate, it's got a pretty good chance. It's got a pretty good chance of recovering. And so you're telling me that with the jab, I can still catch it, I can still spread it, and my chances of I still have a chance of being severely hospitalized. Without the jab, I can still catch it, I can still spread it, obviously, and my chances of going to the hospital are 1.6% out of all people. But I wonder, what are those percentages for people that are in their 20s? And then what are those percentages of people that are professional basketball players without pre-existing health conditions? I bet those numbers dwindle a whole lot. That's all I'm saying, people. Is that crazy to ask that? Is that crazy just to say that? Like, is that so crazy? Is that so hard to grasp? Is that very hard to grasp? I don't know. So I brought up a name, Brandon Goodwin. Obviously, Stephen A. and a lot of those people on ESPN didn't want to hear that, right? Jay Williams was he didn't go that deep, right? But I'll help you out, Jay. I'll help you out using the statistics that are given to me by the ones with the jab. These are the statistics given to me, and once again, I haven't fact-checked them, but they look pretty good just off the eyeball test. Now, I brought up a name, Brandon Goodwin, at the start of this, right? Brandon Goodwin is also a professional basketball player. He's also in his 20s. He's 26 years old. Brandon Goodwin went on Twitch. He went on Twitch to talk about how he got blood clots after he got the jab. He was playing for the Atlanta Hawks during the 2020 season, and he talked about he missed the entire 2021 playoffs. You know, when the Hawks went on a deep playoff run and made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals when nobody saw that coming. Shout out to Trae Young, Ice Trader Gang. And Brandon Goodwin missed that entire incredible run after playing the whole season with the Hawks because he got blood clots from what he revealed is from the jab. Don't believe me. Don't believe me. I always say, do not just believe me. Let's listen to him tell the story. So be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe.
I got sick, then I never recovered from it. I would always have back pain. Um, I was just super tired in the games. Like when we played Philly, back to back, bro, I was so tired. Like I felt like I couldn't run up and down the court. And then my back was hurting. Then we went home. I think that's when I started my back really started hurting bad. And then I'm like, all right, I gotta go to the doctor. And that's when I found out I had blood clots. Like that all happened in a span of a month. I was fine up until then. Up until I took the vaccine, I was fine. So people trying to tell you like, no, it's not the vaccine. No, like how do you know? You don't know. Yes, the vaccine ended my season, 1,000%. And then the Hawks, nothing against the Hawks. They just called me the next day while I was in the hospital and told me like, "Oh, we're gonna tell the press that your season's over with." I'm like, damn. How? Like, we don't even know what it is. But it's whatever. I'm not even gonna get into all that, bro. I still got love for the Hawks, mad love for the Hawks. And I just know if I would have played, it would have been way different. We needed somebody to get in the paint, make some plays.
So yeah, that's him telling his story. So I mean, I don't know what else is there to say. There's two sides to every story, right? I'm not pro one thing, pro jab, anti jab. I'm just whatever you feel like is best for you and your family, and whatever makes you happy, you do that. I'm not bashing you whether you're on one side or the other. That's the thing. People get into these semantics and get so hyped up. Oh, you're hurting our people. You're killing our people. You're part of the problem. No, systemic racism is part of the problem. Not having economic wealth and power in the black community is part of the problem. Not having proper health care is part of the problem. Not eating right and exercising is part of the problem. Still eating slave food and the food that you were given that's been killing your ancestors for hundreds of years. That's part of the problem. Whether you get the jab or not, depending on what demographic you're in, that's not part of the problem. And I'm not going to bash anyone if they decide not to get it. Just like I'm not going to bash anyone if they decide to get it. And if someone like Kyrie Irving is willing to turn down $16 million, not $16 an hour, not $16,000, $16 million, how the hell can I be mad at him? Because the Brooklyn Nets don't have their chances of winning an NBA title are lessened? I'm supposed to feel sorry for Kevin Durant and James Harden? Kyrie Irving didn't sign up to get a jab. He signed up to play basketball. He's a hooper, as he stated multiple times during his Instagram Live. He is a basketball player. He's not a politician. He is not a health and medical expert. He's none of those things. He's a basketball player. And people want to bring up, oh, Kyrie also said the earth is flat and did all this and did all that. Those are totally separate issues. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. Kyrie said he don't want the jab. Kyrie's willing to throw away or skip out on or get fined for $16 million. Kudos to him. Because he feels like he should have a choice in what goes in and out of his body. And I agree with him. Point blank period. I agree with him. So, if you got an issue with that, you just going to have an issue with it. Leave your thoughts in the chat. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below on the Brandon Goodwin or Jay Williams or Kyrie Irving, all of this nonsense. This Brandon Goodwin thing, this is interesting because Brandon Goodwin, nobody's talking about this. Like, you can't find this article. You can't find this Twitch stream. You can't find this stuff anywhere. Shout out to my boy Peter J. PJ, he's the one who put me onto it because I didn't know. I was like, yo, what? There's a guy that just came out and said he got blood clots with the jab and nobody's addressed it? What? Well, we just did right here on the Black Boss channel. And we'll have conversations like this about the jab, about athletes, about sports, and about what's next for the black man, all at the All Black National Convention down in Orlando, Florida, October 29th through November 1st. Get your tickets at allblacknationalconvention.com. You'll see me there and a bunch of other guests. I think we got around 60 guests to come down to Orlando to talk to you about all things, everything in the black community. So thank you guys for tuning in. You can follow me on Facebook, Jeff Lightsy Sports on Facebook. That is Jeff Lightsy Sports on Facebook, or on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. We have dope conversations. My mentions, like I said, are in shambles right now over there on Twitter because of these conversations. I would love to hear your opinion, and I respond to a whole lot of them, most of them, if I can. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Thank you all, and I will see you next time. Peace.